Hey, Gutfoxx here. So, you want to go no money spent in MLB The Show 21. It's been frequently said by the community, and for good reason, that MLB The Show is the easiest to go no money spent in, the easiest to get top-end cards for your team without having to go too deep into the pocketbooks due to a variety of means. Now, that is true, right? That's absolutely true. And I want to talk about how to do it most effectively in this video. You'll see this is MLB The Show 20, not 21. Of course, when 21 launches, we'll be doing more tip videos on that to kind of like get you into that very specifically, as they haven't done a Dynasty stream yet. But this is kind of want to lay the groundwork for you guys and show you how to attack it. But basically, a lot of what this video is going to come down to is take a look at what's in game, and then we got to maximize, kind of like min-max our time to get the best things possible. Now, once the new game comes out, we'll see the rewards, see which best one is. Like when Conquest started this past year, I think it's okay. It started off with like Tebow. There was a Willie Mays map there too, with the USA map, and they were pretty good cards. I think they were okay. Nothing insane for the Tebow. I said view rewards, not viewing rewards now, but I guess I can go to my binder for the rewards for them. But anyways, doing Conquest is fun because you don't have to do a whole lot of solos right now. You just kind of have to, like, you know, basically play the Conquest mode. Then once you get to Strongholds is really when you'll end up doing the actual solo playing. But there's a ton of hidden rewards in these things. These are some of the best things to do. Of course, like I said, we'll see what the rewards are in 21 when it drops. But Conquest, 100% a great thing to do, and I'll do a video on Conquest and how to do it most effectively when the game drops. Otherwise, we have BR. Now, Battle Royale, I would stay away from that unless you are insanely good at the game. It is not good to play if you're not good at the game. You will end up losing stubs, because when you put in the stubs to join BR, to you know, draft a team, here's what happens is, you know, you'll get a guaranteed pack back, but guess what? That's a stub loss, because packs are generally going to lose you stubs. Now, if packs are positive value, which sometimes they are at the start of the game, you might as well just buy the pack straight up. So to get 3 wins, 6 wins, 9 wins, it's a bit. And I think to grind your team up right away, if that's what you're looking for like ranked seasons and to get to your roster up, there are better ways of doing that right when the game launches. Now, there is Showdown. Now, Showdown is basically a way to single player playing the game, going through it. Now, it depends on the difficulty and the rewards of these things early on. Obviously, there's going to be different things. In 20, you basically did Showdowns for different divisions, and these divisions allowed you to get different team affinities. Team affinities are a great thing to grind right away, and it's something you should focus on for your no money spent squad, is to get these things up. Now, some of them I definitely got up. Some of them are left kind of in the dust. Like Boston, I barely did any missions with them. I didn't do any of the showdowns for them. Didn't exchange any rivals, because Boston cards right away, I mean, they had Rafael Devers right here, which, you know, a little uninspiring of a card right away, so I kind of ignored it. Then they got that prospect card, 91, didn't really entice me. Dwight Evans wasn't that great either versus what they had. And Xander's solid, right? He looks, but he's better against lefties, and sadly, I think there's plenty of more shortstops. I got Honest Wagner, which I think is significantly better than Xander right there. But team affinities and kind of grinding these missions right away are pretty important. And you can do a lot of things offline with team affinities. Like I said, there's the Conquest for the Indians Team Affinity Conquest Challenge. You can do that for 30. For these stages, they're each 10 each. So going up, not just through the missions, but getting different online and offline innings with the players, add a little bit of the stage 1 supporters. Now, offline innings with the Cleveland players, it's a grind. Would I recommend doing these things for team affinities if they're similar? No, they're not the greatest things to do, but there is other things to do offline, not just that grinding like against the CPU normally. Collections, moments are great things to do for the team affinity, as all you have to do is click in here, then you can kind of go ahead and get moments that way. So definitely take a look at moments for it too. March to October was the other one you saw at the bottom. March to October, they said they're going to boost the value of that for team affinities this year, aka the 42 program. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. Team affinities have switched over to 42 program. I could take a look. You can see some of the guys from the subreddit, the MLB Show subreddit, of the 42 players, and they do look really insane. So shout out here to Eric for putting this list together here. So there it is for the MLB The Show. Gosh, you can't really see that, can you? Let me embiggen it. And right here. So like Diamondbacks, we don't have all their stats yet, sadly. But these guys are going to kind of have really good swings. Like Max Muncy swings awesome. Perez is a good catcher. Stanton. I don't know. Stanton's a little slow. McCutchen had a really nice swing this past year, but in previous years it's been awful. Ke'Bryan Hayes might be solid depending on his attributes. Of course, all these things depend on the attributes. Gallo could be super glitchy because power is generally the meta in MLB The Show. So definitely something you want to do for no money spent is get onto those team affinities and kind of grind these up through the moments and find the best player for your team. Obviously, depending, I do not recommend pulling packs on any sort of no money spent account because these things are generally always losers, and if they're not losers, they're gonna be farmed and they're gonna be pulled until they are losers. So it's definitely something that it's like they might return positive value if you open a lot of them early on, but if you don't have stubs to open them, then it's really risky to open them because you're at such a small sample size at that point. So I don't recommend opening packs on a no money spent account unless you just want to do it for fun. So I think a great idea to do a no money spent account, if you can manage it, blitz through these inning programs right away. Get up to the 300 choice. Get there as soon as possible, sell it, because they go down over time. And if you can do that over the first few days of the program, which some people get it done in like 12 hours, but if you can get it done over those first couple of days, it is very rewarding to sell it right away, then buy it back a few weeks later before the new program inning is announced, because they do lock into sets for the new program. So it's definitely worth it to kind of grind that right away, then buy a little bit later before these vouchers can kind of be locked into them. So that is a decent idea. Also, events, if they come out, when events with like roster restrictions come out, try to blitz through them also for the event rewards, because these things oftentimes go for quite a bit of coins. Now, there's no specific cards here in this event that I can show up, but basically every other event has card choices here that you can get through. Like right now, this event's giving out, like, if you get lucky, get potentially like million stub cards. Like this Bellinger is going for 1 million stubs, which is kind of crazy. Next on my list, again, like I said, talking about BR, ranked seasons is the same way. Ranked seasons is kind of crazy. You got to be decent at the game. I think BR, wait, why doesn't it show? It doesn't show my, oh, okay, it doesn't show my number, my wins in this one, weirdly. But like, if you get up to World Series rank, you get some of the best cards in the game too. It's easier to get up to World Series ranks because as long as you can win over 50% of your games, you're gonna be pretty good, and you can kind of get up these things. Like early on, these things were rewarding. They were okay cards, I think, right away. Juan Pierre was Bunt Cheese, and man, I really hope they get rid of the Bunt Cheese this year. But as you get later in the year, these things become like some of the best cards in the game, easy. Like this Piazza, Pujols got a nice swings. I don't like Willie Mays' swings. Ted Williams' swings okay too, but like their attributes are so good that they kind of play just due to that. So just making World Series and selling that is a very profitable thing too for any no money spent account. So like it's a lot of like grinding the game, and I definitely think unless you really are addicted to Battle Royale and you don't got a good team and you think you're good enough to do it, I think ranked seasons might be a better grind. But the thing is, if you have a bad team on a no money spent account, ranked season is going to be a little bit more unfair than Battle Royale. So it might be worth it to try out Battle Royale and try to improve your skills if you're not willing to do offline content. If you are willing to do offline content, then definitely Moments, Showdown, Conquest to grind for these team affinities is the way to go right away. Also, just logging in daily. Just logging in daily is a good idea because you do get rewards daily. Obviously, you can do different missions every day to get your inning attributes up. And like even if you get the 300, right? It goes for a while after the 300. So there's more rewards, more packs that are given even after getting 300 stars. So that's not a bad idea, anyways. I think with the market, there's obviously flipping, right? This isn't really a flipping focused video, but I could just talk about like flipping is like finding the difference between the buy now and the sell now. So if you put up a buy order at 19,011 and then you put up a sell order once somebody sells it to you for 32,998, you've just made a bunch of stubs, and that's the basis of flipping. So that's a great idea, but also not just flipping, like you should never hit the buy now button, right? You should never go here and say, oh, I want this card. You should never hit this buy now if you're on a no money spent, or really any account. People do it. I mean, if it's super close to each other, then that's fine. But you should always create a buy order so that way you can buy it at significantly less stubs than you would if you had buy now. So definitely also never hit the sell now. Never hit this button either if you have a card. Always create a sell order. You're going to have to be a little bit more patient with your orders this way. So it is hard to wait a while. You will get undercut, but don't worry, the market will probably come back to you, or highly likely, not 95% of the time, will come back to you and your card will sell. If somebody undercuts you by a little bit, I wouldn't waste your time re-undercutting them. Don't do unnecessary upgrades is always a good idea. Like if you're doing well with a card, if you're pitching well with a card, if it has a low ERA, even though it's maybe lower overall, or a card that's like, not great, rolly fingers, right? 96 overall, yet he's like one of my best cards that I've used. 2.72 ERA, even though he's 96, he pitches significantly better than, say, Devin Williams has for me, who I've used in events a lot, and he just gets abused. I don't know why. I do just smack around my Devin Williams. I don't know why his screwball hangs for me, so I've like gotten away from throwing it a lot of times, because whenever I do, dudes either smack it or it's a ball. So anyways, definitely don't pay attention as much to the overalls. Pay attention to their attributes and what's on the page, and specifically the pitch mixes. So there are cards that you'll hit better with. Like some guys are push hitters, some guys are pull hitters, some guys are balanced, and their swings will reflect that, and their area of, I guess, contact will reflect that. Soto's much better pulling the ball, so he'll be able to hammer the ball with a lot of power to the right field side. So he is obviously shifted, so you can just lay down a bunt too for hits with Soto if you want to beat the shift. So that's kind of like the no money spent grind, I guess, blueprint, right? Those tips are something that you can take into the year, and those things will happen again. Obviously, we'll see on Thursday what Diamond Dynasty looks like, but I hope that helped you guys, what to grind, what to focus on. Obviously, once we see the rewards, I'll be doing more videos on this, on like what's the best thing to go for right away, online, offline, that kind of stuff. So stay tuned to the channel. Please subscribe for more videos like this. Upvote it if you would. Downvote it if you do not like the video, and let me know why. That would be greatly appreciated too. So there it is. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.